The season finale of Desperate Housewives is just around the corner, so we've got a treat for you. We've got Marcia Cross, who on the show is known as the slightly OCD Martha Stewart wannabe Brie Van Camp, here to tell us all about the big finale. Marcia, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So your character Brie is so fun because she's such a perfectionist in every way. Do you personally relate to her on any level?
I relate to her with a little bit of envy because I am not OCD and I am not a perfectionist and I am not particularly well organized or cook very well either.
But it must be fun to play a character that is all of this.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love when they put some fancy dish in front of me and I'm chopping and doing it like I'm such a pro.
Right.
It's great. And I become someone else then too. I start, straightening picture frames. It's fun.
Does it carry over to your apartment?
No.
You start now? Okay, good. So what can you tell us about the finale? I mean, I know certain things are under wraps, but we hear that someone's going to die.
Somebody always has to die, it seems. I think we needed like a cemetery on Wisteria Lane, its own particular graveyard. I think it's fun because there's so many loose ends and they all get tied up, and then of course there are hooks for what's coming next year, and
right.
So of course I can't tell you anything except to watch.
Right. Well, we have a quick clip that we're going to play. It needs a little bit of explanation for those that don't know. Your son Andrew killed Grammy, and nobody's known about this, you thought, but here you're explaining to your husband and your son that Sam has been blackmailing you over this.
Yes.
So we're going to play that clip.
Not to mention, Carlos would have sent Andrew to jail.
So what does Sam want?
My company. And I'm going to give it to him.
Are you crazy?
If I don't, he'll go to the police.
Let him.
Andrew.
Mom, I'm not letting you give up everything you worked for just because that psycho thinks he has something over on us.
They will send you to prison.
Well, maybe it's time I pay for what I've done.
Absolutely not.
Brie, you can't give in to blackmail. It's not right. And if Andrew wants to take responsibility...
Orson, this is really just between me and...
Such drama. So was it an accident when Andrew killed the Grammy? We don't know. We can't talk about that.
Yes, it was just something I really wanted to live in denial with for the rest of the series.
Right.
But they've taken that skeleton out of the closet.
There are a lot of skeletons on Wisteria
Yeah, I thought
Lane.
they'd forgotten about that one, but apparently not. So
How much in advance do you guys know where the storyline is going? Do they even let
about 5 minutes. Really, it can be pretty short notice because the writers are writing, to the last possible second. So you're on your toes dancing
all the time.
All the time.
Well, you're not a perfectionist, but you are a mother in real life, and we hear that your twins have just turned 3. Is that right?
They're 3, and I feel like they're about to run off to college because it's just like they're babies, and all of a sudden, it's just a whole new world.
3 is so great. Being a mom of a 3-year-old, that's when they start school. It's such a great. It's a whole new thing. Are you having
so much fun? I absolutely am in heaven.
Yeah.
It's a dream come true for me.
Right. Well,
I
you've had
don't take any of it for granted.
So much success. You started out as a stage actress, is that right? Studied at Juilliard, very prestigious, and you did a lot of stage work in New York before heading to LA, right?
I did, and I did, regional theater, and eventually went out to LA, and never thought I was going to go live there. I always thought I was going to come back, get on a series so I could come back and do theater, which I really think is actually still going to be the path, that eventually I'll come back and do some theater.
Right, well that'd be great. We would love to have you back here on Broadway. Now tell us a little bit about, you're working with Mott. Tell us about this collaboration.
Well, this is my second year working with Mott's, and this year Mott's is partnering with Kaboom, which is a nonprofit organization that builds playgrounds. So it's a wonderful joint venture of healthy juices and juices that actually sneak fruits and vegetables in without your kids knowing, which I think is genius.
Right.
And then Kaboom has made a commitment to build 10 new playgrounds across the United States. So the idea is to, eat healthy, get your kids on the right track, and get them out playing, because kids should be outside, not sitting on the couch or with their computers. And I have a backyard, but my girls love nothing more than to get to the park.
Absolutely,
it's their world.
And you can see right now the time lapse of them building a playground from the ground up. It's pretty phenomenal, the work that they're doing. Being a mom, I'm sure you especially appreciate all of that.
That makes me so happy watching them do this. I'm watching the thing because, just the absolute endless joy that it brings in. Apparently, statistically, there are no playgrounds within walking distance for 70% of inner city kids, or 60. I think it's 60%, which is just
That's terrible. So it's great that you're doing something to help out. So now you love Desperate Housewives. You hope to continue as long as the series goes?
Absolutely. As long as they can think new things up for us to do, we're there.
And what are your thoughts, as you know, we've all heard about Nicolette Sheridan's lawsuit. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, I have an odd point of view on that, and I always think, in a deeper level, that I always think that suing a lot of times, not maybe saying the Madoff case, but a lot of times in these situations are a lot of painful, hurt feelings. So
right, complicated feelings.
Complicated feelings that I am not privy to, and I'm not speaking, daily to Nicolette, so I don't know what that involves for her. But
for you, the working experience has been great.
I have had nothing but the most positive experience with Mark Cherry. Like, it has healed me in a way because of his incredible respect for my thoughts and opinions, and for me it's been incredible. Is there room, since there is such a sort of comedic element to some of it, is there room for some improv in the script, or are you very much
one
word?
No, not one.
Yes, you have to, every single line to the word.
Really?
Like sometimes
punctuation included.
They come up with the, no, it's an and or an if or a but. Oh yeah, and she's probably our best friend on set, or our worst enemy, the script supervisor, because it's like, what?
When you see her coming with the binder.
It's terrible. It's brutal. And after no sleep, being up with 2 kids, and I'm lucky I'm holding on.
Right, exactly.
So I don't have to worry about playing on edge. I pretty much am on edge.
A lot of line memorization. Thank you so much, Marcia Cross. It was a pleasure talking to you, and that's all the buzz we have for you today. I'm Tanya Rivero in New York. Thanks for watching.
ABC News Now. Good to know.